The crystalline halls of the Zephyrian royal palace gleamed under 3 distant suns, casting prismatic shadows across the polished floors. Lisa stood at the center of the grand chamber, her iridescent skin shimmering with hues of violet and gold, the unmistakable mark of Zephyrian royalty. Her elongated fingers gestured gracefully as she entertained a crowd of nobles, their laughter echoing through the vaulted ceiling like wind chimes in a storm. Vindicil stood near the entrance, his human form appearing awkwardly compact among the tall, ethereal beings surrounding him. At 17 Earth years, he was the youngest ambassador ever sent to negotiate the mining rights treaty between Earth and Zephyr 9. His plain gray uniform seemed colorless against the vibrant robes of the alien dignitaries, and his silence had become his armor. A human child? Lisa's melodic voice carried across the room, tinged with amusement. Earth sends us a teenager to discuss matters of interstellar commerce. Her laugh was like silver bells, beautiful yet cutting. The assembled nobles joined her mirth, their translucent eyes gleaming with condescension. Vindicil's jaw tightened imperceptibly, but he remained still. His dark eyes met Lisa's luminous gaze for only a moment before he looked away, studying the holographic star maps that floated near the chamber walls. He had learned early in his diplomatic training that sometimes the most powerful response was no response at all. The princess approached him, her flowing gown trailing stardust with each step. "Can you even speak our language, little human? Or did they send you here simply to stand and observe like a statue?" She circled him slowly, her height making him seem even smaller. "Perhaps Earth has grown so desperate that they've run out of qualified adults." The nobles whispered among themselves, their antenna-like appendages quivering with barely suppressed laughter. Vindicil could feel their eyes upon him, weighing him, finding him wanting. But he had faced worse on the journey here: 3 months in cryosleep, the death of the original ambassador to a spatial anomaly, the crushing weight of responsibility thrust upon him because he was the only other human aboard who had studied Zephyrian culture. "Your Highness," the Zephyrian chancellor interrupted gently, "perhaps we should proceed with the negotiations. Time grows short before the cosmic alignment." Lisa waved a dismissive hand. "Let the humans speak first. I want to hear what wisdom Earth's child ambassador brings us." Her tone dripped with sarcasm, drawing another round of chuckles from her entourage. Vindicil remained silent, his breathing steady and controlled. In his mind, he recalled the words of Master Chen, his mentor at the Diplomatic Academy. "Silence is not emptiness, it is fullness restrained." Let others fill the void with their own assumptions, and they will reveal more about themselves than any interrogation could uncover. 3 days passed in similar fashion. Each negotiation session began with Lisa's mockery and ended with Vindicil's quiet observation. He took notes, asked precise questions when necessary, and never rose to her bait. The princess seemed both frustrated and intrigued by his unshakable composure. On the 4th day, disaster struck. A rebel faction attacked the palace's energy core, threatening to destabilize the entire floating city. Alarms shrieked through the corridors as gravity generators began to fail. Nobles fled in panic, their carefully maintained dignity evaporating like morning mist. Vindicil found himself in the control room alongside Lisa and a handful of technicians. The princess, for all her earlier bravado, stood frozen as holographic displays showed the cascade failure spreading through the palace's systems. They had minutes before the entire structure would plummet into Zephyr 9's crushing atmosphere. The backup generators, one technician stammered in broken galactic common. "They require manual restart. Someone must go to the lower levels, but the radiation, it would kill any Zephyrian instantly." Lisa's eyes widened, her skin flickering between colors, a sign of fear in her species. She looked around desperately, but her guards had already fled. Her gaze fell upon Vindicil. "Human radiation tolerance," she whispered, realization dawning. "Your species' primitive biology, you could survive long enough." Vindicil was already moving toward the emergency shaft. He had studied the palace schematics during his silent observations, memorizing every level, every system. While Lisa had mocked him, he had been learning. "Wait," Lisa called out, her voice stripped of its earlier arrogance. "You don't have to do this. You could take an escape pod. My mockery of you owe us nothing." He paused at the shaft's entrance, finally speaking more than a few words. "Princess, I came here for peace between our worlds. That mission doesn't change because of pride or insults." Then he dropped into the darkness. The next 20 minutes were agony. Vin Diesel worked through radiation burns and failing life support systems, his fingers manipulating alien technology with careful precision. Each generator roared to life under his touch, and with each restoration, the palace stabilized. When he emerged, his skin red from radiation exposure and his uniform scorched, Lisa was waiting. The proud princess fell to her knees, a gesture of ultimate respect in Zephyrian culture. "I laughed at your silence," she said softly, her voice breaking. "I thought it weakness, but you were learning while I was performing. You were listening while I was speaking. Forgive me." Vin Diesel extended his hand, helping her to her feet. "Your Highness, shall we resume negotiations? I believe we have much to discuss about partnership and mutual respect." The treaty was signed 3 days later, the most favorable terms Earth had ever secured. As Vin Diesel prepared to depart, Lisa approached him privately. "Why?" she asked. "Why did you never defend yourself against my cruelty?" He smiled slightly. "Because silence gave you space to see yourself. And when the time came, actions spoke louder than any words I could have offered." The princess watched his shuttle depart, her understanding of humanity and of wisdom forever changed by the teenager who chose silence over pride and duty over vengeance.